morning, everyone. Welcome to our last Sunday, possibly, of the year. Well, it is actually the last Sunday of the year, but whether it's our last Sunday of coming back here and gathering, it's really up to you. Um, this is my 1,000 pound challenge where I challenged myself that I could take all of my things that I would normally throw really in the trash or down the garbage disposal, or put them out for garden waste or what have you, and retrieve that and use it in my garden and feed my soil. And we did a really good job. I hope you'll stay on for a moment and listen to this. And but to go over for somebody who's new, who doesn't know, it included things like all my fruits and vegetables. Now here we have bananas and onions. Now I'm not putting them in, fresh, and we would use it. But the peels and any of the anything that would have gone down the garbage disposal or into the trash. In my case, they're frozen first, and then I give them to my worms. You could also give them to your compost pile if you were doing that. You could do trench composting, where you dig a trench, say around your fruit tree, and or something that you want to keep alive. The possibilities are just really endless in what we can do, even if you're in a balcony situation where you have your plants out there. You can actually add it into your soil and let it break down and feed your roots. Banana peels, for instance, even if you take them and just soak them in either rainwater, or if you have tap water, take your tap water, draw it, put it in a container, let it sit overnight. Let your banana peel sit in the, fresh banana peel that you're going to throw away or down the garbage disposal or wherever you're going to dispose of it. Put it in your water and let it soak for a few days, and it will leach out that potassium that is going to help your NPK, the potassium is a K, and it will help them bloom. And just remember, shoots, roots, nuts, and fruits. So you have NPK. And we remember things by rhymes, don't we? It's like anything. But the things that you can do, fruit. And you can also do your coffee grounds, your tea bags. Some companies, Twining doesn't have a tea bag that's biodegradable. I hope someday they do. I've given it to my worms, and months later everything was gone, and there was like this little clear plastic film that I didn't remember putting in the worm bin. But your coffee grounds are excellent for your worms and for your compost, and even for just your soil. I've heard people say that, oh, my grandmother had the best tomatoes. My grandmother had the best peppers. She had the most beautiful flowers. Really, what did she do? She used to sprinkle her coffee grounds that she and Grandpa drank. She sprinkled them on the ground all the time. Also, things like your eggshell. It's just amazing what you can do. And also things like your fruit, if you decide that you want to make a powder out of it. I don't want this rotting in my blah, blah, blah. If you can take it and dehydrate it in some way, even in your oven, you're taking your things, put a pie pan with your fruit in it, fruit peels, and it will dehydrate. And then you can crumble it and make like this. I don't know if you can see this, but it's just a powder. And you can sprinkle that and add it to your soil. Things I've learned along the way. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just finish with anything that's in your pantry. Your cardboard. Any of the cardboard things you have that you can add back to it. Whether it's my neighbor is getting her eggs from Kroger's is now delivering. I don't know if they're doing it in your area or wherever, but she brought those over for me. How wonderful. Christmas wrapping paper. These make wonderful jungle gyms for your worms. Of course, I'll cut it and add it in, but you could also just strip that and pull it and add it to your soil. You guys know, if you've been following me, that I grow moringa, and moringa is the tree of life. And this is the stems. We have the greens. We eat the greens. We put it in our smoothies. You can encapsulate it, and put it in capsules and take it, as a supplement. But these are the stems. I'm sorry, the actual branches. And my neighbor Brian, who you have gotten to know over the year, that he saved his grass clippings for me, and he also bought a chipper shredder, just a chipper, a wood chipper, and a small one. I think he got it at Harbor Freight, and I think he said he paid about under $150 for it. Harbor Freight is, I think, across the United States, but you can get them inexpensively. And so he made the offer. He said, anytime you want to borrow it, it's yours. So I have been doing this challenge, and I said, I sent him a note, and I said, I'm sure this week you're not going to be cutting grass, so don't. I'm not pushing you. If I recycle, I recycle. I push only me. If you want to come along for the ride, I'm more than welcome to have a place for you. So anyway, he's gotten behind it, and I said, I know you're not going to do grass, but if you have any cardboard, I would really appreciate it, because it's the end of the year and I'm really trying to get my numbers up. And so showed up the next day, and he had a bag of grass. He said, I thought about it, and my neighbor had cut his grass, so mine looked shabby. Here in Florida, not Zone 9B, our grass really isn't growing. But any of the little sprouts and stuff, you're getting a little, it doesn't look quite as pristine as it is we like it. So he cut his grass, and I happened to mention to him that I would love to try his chipper shredder in the new year. He said, I'm going away on vacation, I'll drop it off to you. So Rick very nicely took all my branches, my moringa branches that I had cut back whenever the last time I harvested leaves, and he made this wonderful mulch that I can use around my trees to lay down cardboard and then suppress the weeds, hopefully. We don't like to weed here. But, so that's on the carbon side. But I was thinking of things that I've learned over the year. And I mean, it's things like, let me reach forward here. My prescription. Rick picked up my prescription for me. I have glaucoma. And I thought, that's paper. Why am I throwing this away every time? We started taking a new supplement, and it's called Morning Kick, so hopefully it'll give us some morning kick. Chuck Norris, if you know who the actor is, I think it's kind of his company. But the top of it comes, and I've been throwing these away now for about 4 months, and I thought, that's cardboard. Well, it might not be considered cardboard, but it's a paper product. 2 more things. There we go. I did not know at the beginning of the year that these peanuts are biodegradable. Look it up in your area and make sure that the peanuts you're getting aren't the styrofoam peanuts, but they are this, it's a vegetable base. And you can put that in your worm bin, you can put it in your compost, do just about anything. Have anything in your pantry that's going bad. Leaves, your flowers, shrubs that you're cutting back. All these things can go in into your recycling, into your garden. And the more you put back, the stronger your your the stronger your soil gets. I don't want to get science based because I'm not the scientist here. If you want that, then I think you should go over to Nana's Worms and Garden. You should go to Permaculture Learn by Doing. Both Patrick and Sandra are science based people. Jane at Rock and Worms has more of the science mind. I'm just going to tell you, like the kid next door, just do it. And my dad's stronger than your dad. Well, my soil's better than your soil, and that's what I'm trying to do. So let me just take a minute and sit down, and we'll have a little chin wag here, and I can tell you what we did. And had a kind of a cute little challenge going on. Was that I along the way said, so when do you guys think that I can make my 1,000 pounds? Well, I had different people telling me when they thought I could do it, and then I said, okay, well, how many pounds do you think I can get by the end of the year? And I had several people who told me what they thought I would be able to do. And it came down to the last two were Gary at GBL, the old church, 5-acre homestead, said 1,870. And Nick at Nick the Gardener said 2,000 pounds. So last week I was already to 1,895, but I thought it was fair if we put the two together and said 1,870, 2,000. Halfway between that would be 1,835, right? Is that, if I got, yeah, great. Or I'm sorry, 1935, so it was 65, and 65 would be that 130 difference split in half, sorry. And so we needed to, 1895, I needed to come up with 40 pounds. And this week, between me asking Brian and also my neighbor Debbie, if you guys have any cardboard, could you swing it my way, because I wanted to try and make my numbers for the end of the year as high as I possibly could. And so they both did. And of course Gary cut his grass, but he also left me the chipper, and Rick went out and he took all of my stuff and broke it down. So drum roll. I came out this week with 63 pounds, 9.4 ounces, and the total for the year was 1,959 pounds, 0.5 ounce. We'll just drop that one off. So anyway, Nick, we didn't get to year 2000, but we did get darn close, and so we will declare you the winner with the bragging rights for this guess. Was 1,959 pounds and a smidge. And so it's been a wonderful experience. It truly has. It has just so opened my eyes. It's been, Peggy goes to school and teaches herself, and all the different things that you've taught me along the way, with following me and your patience and watching. I would like to continue doing it. I would like to give myself a challenge of 2,000 pounds this year. And although I know Brian was a great help this past year, he had trees that he will not be pruning this year. and was like 140 pounds of branches and mulch that he took down. That so it would be 2,000 pounds would still be a heck of a challenge. And it does involve me coming here every Sunday and talking to you, and it does involve me weighing all of this, things that I would do normally. But the only reason everything was weighed with such precision was so that I could report back to you. Now, if it's fun for you to watch and you get ideas and you feel the community spirit and you're willing to do it another 52 weeks, and hopefully tell somebody else about it, so that eventually, maybe this year, I can actually reach my goal of watched hours and monetization. I've been doing it for almost 3.5 years now. So, and I have almost 800 videos that I've put out. So it's been work on my side. It's been enjoyable work, but it's also been eye-opening. I didn't know that you could take your corn water or your pea water or your rice water, and you could use that in your garden. And I really, within the last 4 months, found that out. And it's like, wow, that itself is a real game changer. If you aren't doing it, you have to try it. It really is an excellent addition. I give the corn, I sprinkle it over my worm beds, Jack and Jill, the oblong worm beds outside. And I have to tell you that those worms they just come to the top. That sugar that's in that corn is definitely a draw for them. And also the little paper sleeve, that's biodegradable. And of course the cans, even though I don't weigh those, they do go back into the recycling. I've made up my, I'm a rhymer. So my 2024 wish is, for me, is, recycle more in 24. That's just automatic, and that would be the motto of the year. But it's learn more in 24, earn more in 24, which would be easy because I'm not earning anything, give more in 24, and live more in 24. And I wish for everyone. And I have a quote here. I did then what I knew how to do. Not that I know better, I do better. And so that is a quote from Maya Angelou, an American poet. She died a few years ago, and I only kind of ran into her once. I didn't meet her, but I happened to be staying at the Grand Floridian over here at Disney, Rick and we had just gone to another hotel for dinner, and she was coming out of, if you've ever been to the Grand Floridian, their doors at the front are probably 12, 14-foot doors, and they open as they're automatic doors. And she was coming out as we were going in, and she's a very tall black woman, and had poofy hair, and had to be 6 foot, and with a flowing outfit and high heels, and her concierge gentleman was leading her out to her limo. We could see that there was a limo waiting, and I thought, whoa, what stature. But I did then what I knew how to do. Now that I know better, I do better. So it's like, if you say, well, I never did that, you were perhaps ignorant of the fact that it could be done or it should be done. Now that you know better, now your conscience comes into it, and you have to decide whether this is something you should, would, or could do, or if you're just going to fluff it off and say, nobody else does it, why should I? The choice is up to you. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful, safe New Year's Eve. Let your conscience be your guide on that as to whether you drink too much and get behind the wheel, or if you do it safely. And I hope you choose the second. And I hope that tomorrow morning everybody wakes up and you're clear-headed and you go, it's 2024. How can I make the world a better place for me and for everyone else? Take care, everybody. Remember, I love you guys. I really have thoroughly enjoyed spending this year with you. And I hope you'll come back again if we so choose, if you'll let me know if it's something that you're interested in. So remember, garden what you've got. And I hope to see you back real soon. Bye-bye.